Welcome to the Voice of Sweden. Subscribe to our link and follow our latest news lately. Investing today, we speak about investing in Sweden. Investing in Sweden and an introduction to it. This scholarly article will discuss investing in Sweden, was to invest in Sweden and immigration to Sweden through investment. It is possible to invest in the stock market. What are the conditions for investing in Sweden? And what are the investment procedures in Sweden? How to invest in Sweden? Is it possible to obtain a residency through investment? What are the requirements for obtaining a Swedish investment visa? Is it possible to obtain a residence in Sweden by buying shares? Sweden is located in Northern Europe and the Scandinavian peninsula. Sweden has a strong economy and many people are willing to invest and settle in Sweden. How to invest in Sweden and what are the ways to invest in Sweden? Is it possible to obtain Swedish residency in Sweden through investment? How to invest a residence in Sweden? There may be many questions in your mind that we try to address them in this scientific article. You can also connect to the Enterprise MIE Advisory for information about investing in Sweden and ways to invest in European countries. You can also ask your questions through the questions section, and our experts will respond to you as soon as possible. Investing in Sweden and general conditions. Sweden is one of the most desirable countries politically and economically according to the World Economic Forum. Sweden is among the top 10 largest economies in the world in terms of trade facilities and commitments. The Swedish tax system is one of the lowest in the European Union. Sweden has a balanced legal system, making contracts, standard documents, and investing in this country is done in a simple way. The quality of management in consulting services in the country is well known. To invest in this country, there is no specific business case, and it is easy methods. In 2014, Sweden ranked third in the world as a global readiness indicator. Advantages and disadvantages of investing in Sweden. There is no doubt that investing in Sweden has the benefits that we have discussed in this section. Sweden is a safe and secure country to invest in. The rate of real estate expropriation in Sweden is the same, which indicates a high level of investment security. Investing in Sweden is more credible than in other European and Scandinavian countries. Investing in Sweden can lead to residency through company registration. Investing in Sweden may have the following disadvantages. Tax rates in Sweden are higher than in other European countries. It is not possible to obtain a residence permit in Sweden by investing in real estate and buying real estate. Familiarity with the second language and Swedish, pay taxes on time to obtain residency, submitting a business and entrepreneurship plan for residency, lowest amount to invest in Sweden. The minimal capital to invest in Sweden is 600,000 kronor, which is equivalent to $150,000. Real estate investment in Sweden. One of the ways to invest in Sweden is to buy a property, but if the investor intends to obtain Swedish residency by buying a property in Sweden, he will not be able to obtain the residency in the country. Note that individuals can invest in the residential and commercial real estate in Sweden, own it entirely, and even receive rental interest. To buy a property in Sweden, the property must be priced and then inquired at the Swedish Registry Office, and a contract must be drawn up. But keep in mind that the tax rate and payment is the responsibility of the buyer. Investing in Sweden and ways to invest in Sweden. Investors looking to invest in Sweden outside the European can take two steps: investing and setting up a new business, buy a registered and effective company. To purchase a pre-registered company, you must purchase at least 51% of the company's shares so that the applicant can manage the company, intervene in its affairs, and make decisions regarding to the company's affairs. But the very important point that must be taken into account is to make sure of the company's record. The company should not have a criminal record and not have debts to the tax office. Investing in Sweden and investment conditions in Sweden. In order to invest in Sweden, the applicant must have the necessary conditions. The investment applicant must prove that he has 2 years of work experience in the past 5 years in relation to the requested investment. The investment must have an education degree in line with what he intends to invest. There is no need to provide the university degree, but can increase the success of the application opportunity. The application must submit a business plan that can prove that the investor and his family can afford to live for 2 years in Sweden. It should be noted that this amount for the investor is equivalent to 200,000 kronor for the spouse of the applicant and 1,000,000 kronor, and for children under the age of 18, 50,000 kronor. The investor does not need to provide a language certificate, but fluency in Swedish or English can be very effective. The applicant's passport must be valid for at least 2 years and 6 months. The investment applicant must have at least 51% of the company's shares due to its impact on the affairs of the company. Investing in Sweden and types of companies in Sweden. It is important to choose an investment type and register a company in Sweden. Exclusive company, the responsibility of company matters is the responsibility of the owner. The company must pay taxes every year. The cooperative company, there are many owners who cooperate in managing the company. No tax will be paid on profits for this type of company, but the company's shareholders will pay taxes as much as the company's share. Registration of this type of company is required in Sweden. Limited company, the started capital amount should be euro 50,000, and the profit tax rate for this company is 26.3 per annum. Trademark registration is mandatory for the company. It should be noted that we have 2 limited liability companies. To create an economic enterprise, there must be at least 3 partners. The only difference in the registration of limited liability company is that it does not require the registration of a company. Investing in Sweden, and the last word. Investing in Sweden and obtaining a residence through investing in Sweden and immigration to Sweden are discussed in this scientific article. In this article, we look at the minimum capital to invest in Sweden. Investing in Sweden comes in several forms, including investing through buying the property, registering the company and obtaining a residency in Sweden through company registration. Sweden is considered one of the safest countries to invest in. Dear friends, you can contact the MIE consultancy to check your conditions and obtain a residency by investing in the best European countries such as Switzerland, Austria, Germany. And you can also ask your questions and opinions at the end of the article in the question register section and get your answer in the shortest possible time. How can a company be established and how much capital is required? The methods of establishing a company vary according to the type of project to be done and also according to the type of company, whether it is a sole proprietorship or a joint stock company. Here are the most important conditions which must be met. Presence in Sweden. The name registration fee is $200, 5,000 kroner of approximately $500 as a deposit in the bank account. To have experience or a team with experience. Those who are in Sweden can obtain shares in the company, but if they want to enter Sweden through the company, they must own 51% of the company shares or more. For example, I am married and I have 3 children and I have $50,000. Can I invest with this amount in Sweden, knowing that my profession is a baker? One of the projects that can be done in any foreign country. I personally know people who did Arab bakeries and were very popular and successful. All you need is a perfection and quality. But the amount of it is not enough to invest in Sweden because it requires $45,000 to secure maintenance for 2 years, $20,000 for you as an investor, $10,000 for the wife, and $5,000 for each child. Therefore, a successful investment at least needs $150,000 must be available so that all things are excellent and God is the guardian of success. Is there anyone who can help explain how to invest in Sweden? It is no secret to everyone that no matter how easy the available aid is, you must be familiar with the field in advance. In Sweden, there are consulting companies run by people of Arab origin who provide legal aid and advice. But despite that, it requires you to have knowledge to make it easier for you to manage and develop your project in the pilot phase. If I buy a house, can I get citizenship? In fact, this feature is not available in Sweden, as it is only available in some countries such as France and some areas in Canada and Latvia. As for the investment, you can buy a group of real estate, establish a housing company, and become a landlord. it is possible to buy Swedish citizenship. Investors and capital owners are looking for a better future for their projects, and investments by Swedish citizenship cannot be bought, while citizenship can be purchased, such as Dominican citizenship, Malta citizenship, Turkish citizenship. We will talk more about the subject in an upcoming article, God willing. Dominican citizenship. Is it possible to obtain a residency through Swedish consulting firms? There is a lot of controversy regarding these companies, despite their presence on Swedish territory, but no person on entity can guarantee you to obtain a residence permit or a work contract, whether for money or without. Therefore, everyone who wants to immigrate to Sweden or any other country must take precautions. And ladies and gentlemen, these are all our news for today. Subscribe to our link and follow our latest news lately every day. Thank you very much for listening.